Welcome to Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions integrated campus, Hyderabad. I'm Dr. E. Mahesh Babu, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. I am here going to explain structural engineering 1 reinforcement cement concrete unit 4 columns compression members. See, design of compression members. I'm going to explain in this video important points here. What is the minimum eccentricity of a column? Say a column load axially will have accidental eccentricity due to inaccuracy in construction or variation of materials. Hence, it should be designed considering minimum eccentricity. Ax minimum should be greater than or equal to L by 500 plus D by 30 or 20 mm, where L is your unsupported length and D is larger lateral dimension, B is least lateral dimension. See here, you remember for Ly means shorter lateral, least lateral dimension, that is width. Okay, this length or maximum dimension of the beam, that is Ex min. Okay, this is mentioned as per IS 456 class number 25.4. Here, if you see, you come to here, this is general consideration, and if you go for here minimum eccentricity, all columns shall be designed for minimum eccentricity equal to unsupported length of column, that is unsupported length, that is given length, not effective length. You remember, not LEFF, unsupported length L, uh, L by 500 plus lateral dimension by 30 and subject to minimum of 20 mm. When biaxial bending moment is considered, it is sufficient to ensure that eccentricity exceeds the minimum about and one at axis. That is the meaning of what we discussed now. So this is any direction. This is very important in our by finding of this here. If you see Lx, it should be greater than. This is also very useful find and important point for competitive examination, where Ex min or Y min should be or greater than L by 500 and plus D by 30 are subject to maximum minimum eccentricity 20 mm. Because of inaccuracy in construction, it should not be not more than 20 mm. If it is more than 20 mm, what will happen? If it is more than 20 mm, what will happen? See, you will see here, suppose here, if this is a center line CA, okay, and you should suppose your load is somewhere is here, the distance should not be more than 20 mm or this L by 500 plus D by 30, because there will be movement action in the column. So this is the one of the important condition in the design considerations. Minimum eccentricity is one of the important consideration in design. So you must remember these uh, design consideration, that is Ex minimum eccentricity equal to unsupported length by 500 plus B or B by 30, and A should not be greater than this value or 20 mm. If it is more than 20 mm, you have to design for again axial or biaxial bending moment column. So here, if you see slenderness ratio, see when you say is long column or short column, yeah, it's good question. If you look at this slenderness ratio, you can find what is short column, what is short column, longer column. It is defined by your LEX or LVY. by D or B. That is, your length and dimension should not be less than 12 mm. That is, whenever less than 12, that is short column. If it is more than 12, it is slenderness, that is long column. This is very important point as per class 25.12, that you see. Always refer your this thing. Okay, here 25.1, here this is the 25.1.12 here. See, a compression may be considered short when both the slenderness ratio LEX by D or LV by B. This is a shorter dimension. D is long length. Okay, whatever it may be. So should be less than 12. Then only we will call as a short column. Otherwise, it is a long or slenderness column. So this is very important point in design consideration. First, we have to calculate whether it is short column or long column in the designs. See, these are basic concepts. If you know this basic concept, it's very easy to design the column. Okay. Now, first one is minimum eccentricity and second one is slenderness ratio. Now, what are the major failure ratios here? Major failure ratios are here. See, three modes of failures here. Different type of ratios depend upon slenderness ratio. Column does not undergo any lateral deformation and collapses due to material failure. This is known as compression failure. So within this short column does not undergo any lateral deformation and collapses due to material failure. This is known as compression failure. It should not undergo any lateral deformation. Because of different slenderness ratio, it will go under compression failure. Due to combined effect of axial load and movement on the short column, maybe have material failure. Such failure is called combined compression and bending failure. So due to the combined effects of axial load and your material, such called combined compression and bending failure, right? So this is one of the important failure, and failure by elastic instability of very long column when even under small load much before material reaches the yield stress. This type of failure is known as elastic buckling and should be avoided. So this is problem with the slenderness ratio. Okay, these are failures in the columns. And according to design consideration, longitudinal reinforcement. Here, very important points are there. You must remember, see, problems, these are only, we have formulas, okay, and we don't have any derivation of formulas, only applications. So, given data, and you are asked to find not given data. And this is the very important rules and guidelines given by IS 456, class number 26.5.31. The longitudinal reinforced bars carry the compressive loads along with concrete and tensile forces. If AST minimum is 0.8% of the cross-sectional area, if the provided area is more than that required area. See, the minimum area in the column, okay, the minimum area in the column. Suppose this is a column, okay, this is a column. We have to provide reinforcement here, minimum 0.8%, okay, otherwise as per design, right? And maximum is 4% of the cross sectional area. Cross sectional area is B into D, breadth and this width or depth, right? So B into this. This way we have to calculate minimum reinforcement and maximum reinforcement in column. And whenever laps are there, it should not exceed 6%, but don't make confusion. And this area is maximum is cross-sectional area is 4% and minimum area is 6%. You must remember these words. Whenever laps are there, there is a 6% allowed, right? So these are the as per class. You can see here, verify class number 26.51. Now you go 26 and 5.51 here 0.251. Okay, see, everything is as per guidelines. We have to design these columns, this structural member. See here, torsion reinforcement, minimum area of reinforcement here given. This is formula A is by BD equal to 0.85 by F5. This is very important formula, you must remember. And the minimum maximum is 0.04 BD, that is 4%. So this is very important 2 points in the design consideration. Okay, as per class 25.51 and 53. And here also you can see minimum percentage also given in this one. Okay, and columns here see minimum cross-sectional area of reinforcement shall not be less than 0.8% and not more than 6%. The maximum is 6%. You must remember these two. You will get bit questions, quiz questions, internal examination, and also in GATE, the important competitive examination. See, because every element will have different guidelines for beams and slabs and columns and footings. There are different minimum maximum percentages are given by IS codal provisions. That is we are studying. Okay, is given this practical difficulties. That's why 6%. Otherwise 4%. But you remember this point is very important in the design, right? So you must remember always. You will get in competitive examinations always, right? See, this one is very important. The cross-sectional area of longitudinal reinforcement shall not be exceeded, shall not be less than 0.8%, and it should not be more than how much? 6%. You must remember these two values. I will continue next topics next video. Thank you.